Hey everyone, welcome back to Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Cardwell.
And today on this final Kevin's Kreations of 2018, we're going to be showing off the Army of Light deck, and we're going to talk about that. If you watch the deck brawl, you got to see it demolish me.
Oh yeah.
It happens.
It was nice.
But before we get into that, we just want to remind everybody that we have a Patreon. We've started it, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can check the link down below.
Yep.
This right here, if you've seen it, or if you want to see it, this is one of the rewards you can get in the tier. And it's one of the customizable vinyls that local artist that we have here does.
Yeah, we decided to make a partnership with him, and he's been really awesome about it. And
yeah,
hopefully it's just, a gift to y'all.
It's Eevee, bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But without further ado, we're going to get into the Army of Light with Brunhild.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, for those that don't know, Brunhild, she's a thing right now.
She's pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
She's good.
She's one of the new rulers, and she has Divinity 10, and Judgments for 4, and Energizes for a light. So, already pretty good.
Yeah.
And she turns into a 12/12 on the Judgment, with Divinity 10, flying, and when she enters, you put a Resonator from your graveyard into the field.
Just a 12/12 flyer for that is pretty good. It's pretty decent.
On top of bringing a dude back all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of power for 4.
And this deck doesn't have like a big dude per se, but it's got a lot of little dudes that get there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't need them.
So with that, I wanted to streamline all the runes to fit in that idea of little dudes getting there. So that's where we went.
Yep.
And first off, we're going to talk about Einhrjar's summons.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a 0-cost Divinity 2 rune. And put target human with total cost 2 or less from your graveyard into the field. So you get to get back the little 2-drop dude. We'll go over all the 2-drops you can get. But this card is insane just because it's free. Give you the dude back.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, you killed that one threat? It's now back. Thanks. And of course, you're playing white. We need little dudes, so you need Blessing of the Sun.
Mm-hmm. So
it's essentially 2 white for Divinity 2, but you may pay 1 white less to play this card from your rune area. And J Resonators you control get +2/+2, and at the end of the next turn, recover this card. So, 1 mana, all your dudes get +2/+2, and they untap at the end of turn.
Yep. It makes combat math really hard for the opponent.
Yeah.
And especially when you know that they can untap and they won't be attacked freely.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so good in this deck, but it's so bad from the opponent's perspective.
Yeah.
Next up, I got Ring of Legend, and it's 1 white quick cast for Divinity 3. And target J/Resonator gains Eternal, because Pocket Eternal is real good.
Exactly, it's just Eternal card right there. Your opponent has to deal with it.
You always have it, so you're like, oh, you're gonna kill that dude? Nah.
Yeah, no, thanks.
And then I got Whispers of an Angel, which is a white and 3 with quick cast, and it's Divinity 2. But you may pay 2 less as long as this is in your rune area.
Yep.
And it is, you gain 8 life and you draw a card.
You shoot that off as fast as possible.
Yeah, it helps out with a couple of cards in the deck, and it's just a good card in itself for being a rune.
Yeah.
And the final rune we have is her Master Rune, Odin's Judgement, and it's 3 mana, 2 white and 1 for Divinity 2. And you play this card only as long as you control Brunhild, or as long as Brunhild's your ruler.
Yep.
Destroy all Resonators. This rune is too good to not use. It really is.
Yeah, it really, really is.
I thought about not using it in place of like a tap down one, but I was just like, I have to use it because it's too good.
Yep. And there are synergies with it, and plus you get your dudes back at the same time. It's just really good.
Yeah. So the only downfall to our runes here is there is more than 10.
Yep.
So you're not going to be able to use all 5. You have to choose 4 and play around them. But it is what it is. They're all really strong in their own regard.
Yep.
So however you see fit in your game to do it, do it.
And with that, we'll get to the Resonators here, and we're going to a good old classic of ours, is Angel of Hope.
Good old Angel.
It's just a great 1-drop. It's a 1 white, 2/3 flyer, drain. Whenever you gain life in general, put a counter on it. And then it also has an invert side. So when you Judgment, invert this card, turns the Angel of Despair, 4/5 flyer, and as always, the counters stay on it when it inverts, so it gets bigger. When this card inverts, destroy target Resonator if it had a 1/1 counter on this card.
So good.
It's just so good.
If you don't answer it early, that thing gets out of hand just because it's got drain on it, and if you play multiples, they each trigger each other, which is insane.
Yeah.
They just do so much for you. So the next up is the Valkyrie's Chosen. And it is one of the humans that you can get back. and is a 2-mana 6/6. Whenever this card enters the field from the graveyard, it gains +2/+2 swiftness and precision. So it's mainly your target for the 0-drop rune.
Exactly. And the fact that it gives swiftness and precision, it's just super good at that point. You're like, okay, you kill my dude, then I'll bring back this and kill your dude. And it's all good. And another one is Sorceress of the Moon. It's a 1-drop 4/4, and it has Rune 2. So if you have 2 runes available, this happens. This card gains +2/+2 in flying. So it's a 6/6 flyer, and with our free costing and low costing runes, it's easy to get there.
Yeah, because 4 of your 5 runes cost essentially 1 mana.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get that, or 1 or less mana. So you're gonna get that early. It's incredibly good. And
speaking of another were-rabbit, we have Ayu, the Mysterious Wanderer. It's a 2-white quick cast, 6/6. So it has the ability of tap, return this card to the owner's hand. But why would you want to do that? Well, it has an enter ability. You gain X life equal to X number of runes revealed from your rune area. Also really easy to do.
Yeah, so again, you can get 4 runes really quickly, so you're going to gain at least 4 life.
Yep.
You'll only ever max out at 4 life, but 4 life is 4 life.
Exactly.
And you can do it quick cast, so it just doesn't... You do it on their turn, do it on your turn. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Their turn. Your upkeep. Tap it to bring it back. And then you can just constantly just do that over and over. If you have enough time or runes or anything like that.
And if you have an angel in play,
yeah,
that's bad for your opponent.
Yeah, just gaining life at instant speed to pump your angels
so
up.
Bad.
Like, just explain, I guess one of the brawls is I was able to flip Brunhild, get in 1 angel, and I already had 2 angels on the field. And then on response to the invert triggers, I cast her, making all of them have counters to be able to kill what I needed to.
It's bonkers.
It's ridiculous.
But speaking of angels, one of the angels that we have is a 2-drop. It's Bethor, the Angel of Treasure.
Yep.
It's a 2-mana 5/5 flyer. When this card is put into the graveyard from the field, draw a card.
It's actually very useful.
Yeah.
Like, just block with it, draw a card, it replaces itself. You can bring it back later. It's just insane.
It's a 2-drop beater that when it dies, you draw a card.
Yeah. And it has flying.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks. The next one, Commander of Minerva. 2-white 6/6 has first strike, and other J Resonators you control have first strike as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for commanding our army, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, all of your little dudes, it gives your little dudes a way out of attacking into something big. Yeah. I mean, they're still going to die if it's big enough, but it gives you a better chance to survive, because you get to hit first. Next up is Skuld in Valkyrie of the Future. So 2 mana for a 6/5. Whenever this card attacks, you produce a white. This card is so strong because you play it turn 1 or turn 2. Turn 1 if you have Energized, but turn 2, and then it allows you to play all of your runes for free when you attack. Yes. Practically. I mean, minus you still have to deal with when they get played, so you can't just flash in one. But the quick cast ones you can, or you can swing with Skuld, get a mana, and then play Blessing of the Sun for 1 white with that mana.
Yeah. And
untap your dudes at the end of the turn. It's insane.
That or play all your other small dudes with your stones unrested, and it's just really good.
Yeah, she's really strong. And if you have multiples of them, then you just get multiple mana.
Yeah. Alright, and of course, go into the spells.
Hold on, we got one more dude.
Oh, one more dude, yeah, I forgot about that.
And she's amazing in this deck.
Yes.
Air, the Valkyrie of Mercy.
That's right.
3 mana for a 6/7. When she comes into play, you return a 2-drop or under from the graveyard to the field. So essentially, you get back any dude you want.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much I hated this card when he was like... I was like, kill that dude, kill that dude, kill that dude. He was like, great, bring this dude back, bring this dude back. I don't care.
Yeah. And then I use the 0 cost to bring another dude back.
And I was just like, I'm not getting anywhere.
I have a board, thank you.
Yeah, Air will get you back in this game. She's, I guess you want to call her your bomb in this deck.
Yeah.
Just because she gets back the little dudes, and that's her whole purpose.
And the little dudes can do so much things.
Yeah. And with Air, you bring back the Valkyrie Chosen. He gets +2/+2 swiftness and precision because he came from your graveyard to the field.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Really good. All right. And again, before I was rudely interrupted by my mistake here, is Flourishing Hope, another classic because, you know,
it's too good.
It's just too good. Just watch the brawl. It's 1 white quick cast. The target J Resonator gains, this card cannot be destroyed, so eternal. Till in the turn, remove it and invert this card. And of course, with the invert, it's Burgeoning Despair. Darkness and 2. Quick cast, play this card from the removed area. Target player banishes 2 Resonators. Clears the way for your dudes.
The card is so strong.
It's just insane.
The 1 mana Eternal is so good already.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a kill spell, makes it so good.
And it's like the format's slowing down a little bit, and so you're able just to be able to save the dude that's gonna win you the game.
Yeah, it's super good.
All right, go ahead and tell us about Miscalculation here.
I mean, you know, Miscalc is one of those cards. This deck needed it. It's not, you don't need a lot of them because you're trying to get there, but you don't want to deal with the big dude swinging back at you. So Miscalculation is 1 white, quick cast, destroy target attacking dude.
Yep.
And that's really all it's for. Just quick cast, kill that dude.
And an addition that we have here is Country of the Sun Minerva, because it's just super strong. 1 white, 1 Resonators you control gain Eternal during your turn. Just flat out all this. And go us and tell us the combo.
Alright, so the Wombo combo in this deck that's pretty strong with Country of Minerva is 2 mana, play that, and then 3 mana Odin's Judgment. Or just have Minerva in play and then Odin's Judgment.
Yeah.
But essentially Odin's destroy all Resonators, but your dudes have Eternal, so they can't be destroyed.
And then you swing in.
Yeah.
You just swing in for the hurts.
I mean, go watch the brawl. You got to see that happen, and I totally got wrecked. It was bad.
It's crazy. The next one, also addition that really helps, is Light Castle Palace of Hope. 1 white and 1. Whenever it comes into play, put 2 counters on all your Resonators. It's super strong.
We're already going wide, so make the wide dudes big.
Exactly.
Great.
And to make your opponent's dudes small, you, of course, you Judgment, and it inverts it, and it makes it -4 counters on all their dudes.
Yeah. You're already swinging in with little dudes, so you make their dudes small enough that your dudes live.
Yeah.
Or just, you don't care because you get to run over them.
Yeah.
It's just, there's not a lot of them in the deck, but it's there just to give you that extra little get there.
Exactly. Like, the fact that you can only Judgment once, but you have 2 things that have invert, that's the moment when you're like, Judgment, you're dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of what we've seen with this in all of our deck brawls is the Judgment turn is very, very strong in a lot of different decks, and invert makes that so much stronger. Mm-hmm. And like the swing with Dark Castle is incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
Because you're expecting to be able to block and kill their dudes as the opponent, and when you can't because their dudes are smaller, or your dudes are smaller and their dudes are bigger, it's bad. But with that is the main deck. We have the Stone deck. Stones are really simple. I have 4 Magic Stone of Faith, which is the produce of white. If you spin this wheel for human or Valkyrie, it can't be countered.
Yep.
Which is a lot of the deck in here. However, it's just a white, so it can be used on any spell.
Yeah.
Anything I want it to. But if it's a Valkyrie or human, it can't be countered. And I have Magic Stone of Hope. When you do Judgment of a Ruler, invert this card, and it produces a white on the front side. And when you invert, it is Magic Stone of Despair, which produces a white or a black. Yeah. And it's the only way you can cast Burgeoning Despair, but you're not really needing the Burgeoning Despair like too quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not a huge deal. But it'll invert and give you the pivotal turn to be like Burgeoning Despair. I'm going to crush in. And then finally, I have 2 Light Magic Stones just to finish up the 10, just because, I mean,
why not?
You're already in mono white, so might as well. That's it as far as the deck goes. I don't have any kind of like sideboard options or extra cards yet, just because there's nothing really that I needed. I wanted to use it with what I got. Yeah. And it seems pretty good for little 2-drop dudes.
I mean, the Rune Deck just helps you out in general. Yeah. Just for sideboard options, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can change out, like, if when you're making this, you can change out your runes, what you want for the deck, and then you have to keep them, but other than that, it's up to you.
Yeah, it's already a nice balance of everything you need.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here on Geektopia Island and Kevin's Kreations. Hope y'all have a wonderful night. Goodbye. Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon, and thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.